1000%. So that's all Dolores meant. That's what she meant. She was like, whoa, when she heard her reading that, like, this is something you did not need to do, girl. But you know what? Kudos to Melissa for finally fighting with Teresa one-on-one and going at her, because this has been years of this nonsense. She finally, stood up for herself. Now, can I go back to something that really blew my mind to my street guy, a couple of them. I was on the phone with them. I do not believe that when Melissa was drunk on that bus, that she was kidding around. If I was Teresa, I would have said, listen to me, okay? Yes, I do believe that you have drunk text your ex, and I do believe that you weren't kidding around. Where did that come from? Out of the clear blue, you think that's girl talk? I'm going to drunk text my ex? I don't believe that for a second. I think she was drunk, and I think people talk truth and forgot the cameras were on and Teresa was there. There was all of a sudden she said, I'm going to try. She thinks that's funny. There's nothing funny about that. Like, I totally, if I was Teresa, I would have hit her between the eyes and say, yeah, I do believe it. And I do believe you said that. And I do believe you do. That's all.
I mean, she definitely said it.
She definitely said it. And that, oh, it's girl talk. That's not girl talk. That's something she has said before and done before. And if Margaret, right, was sitting on the other side of the couch, she would have been all over that with Melissa. She would have called bullshit. And I call bullshit. I call it. I'm sorry.
Ex? Bulldog?
I don't know. That thought would never even come to my mind. Why would I? That's girl talk. Oh, I'm going to drunk text what? No. What does that even mean?
Right. I mean, I agree. You don't say.
What does that even mean?
Listen, Teresa would never say that with Louie. Never.
No, but listen, I wouldn't say it because I don't. Like, that thought never occurred. Drunk text what the? You're married for 105 years? What are you talking about? Drunk text your ex? Like,
now,
no, I call bullshit. That wasn't a girl thing. Oh, I was out having fun. What's fun about that? Nothing.
Nothing is fun about that. What about, in addition to all these other things, Margaret's son, what about next week with Fuda and the husband and Louie's now involved with that?
Fuda and the husband?
Where Fuda's husband is yelling at Louie. Louie was involved, I guess, with the ex-wife, like,
right.
That whole thing about, like, with the adoption. And then, I mean, like, this guy has really gone down and they're saying Louie. They're not saying, like,
I know. I do know, I told you, I don't want to be a spoiler alert. I do know that they all shake hands after, and Louie admits that he was over his head. So, if Louie owns it all, I don't know what to say. This is so out of my realm to contact jails, to call people's kit. I mean, I don't even, honestly, my jaw is dropping to the floor because I understand the investigation of people. Like, if Food is not a good guy, if he don't pay people, like, I've heard different things. I hire, I don't want to say illegal immigrants because I don't talk like that, but, like, people that they're immigrants that come here and need their paycheck. I heard he doesn't pay them properly and he uses that. And this is what I heard, again, allegedly. Things like that, I would rather hear brought up if that's the truth, okay? But these kind of things, calling someone's jail and getting the kid's mother involved, oh, man.
That's what I'm saying. Man. Like, what does Teresa take away from this? Like, she doesn't hear it. She doesn't hear
blinders,
any of it. Blinders.
What? Who? He? What? Yeah, no.
I mean, the signs are there. Like, we are laying this out for you. We are baking a pie here, Teresa, and we have the dough first. Then I think
Teresa had to know certain things. There was certain things that she had said
she just doesn't care.
She was on Andy Cohen, and she said on Andy Cohen, she probably forgot what she said on the reunion, that why would he waste the money? That costs a lot of money. Why would he waste the money? He's going to spend it on me. Then she says to Margaret on the reunion, this was before the Andy Cohen, remember that, you don't have the money for it, like about investigation. You don't have the money. So I think she knew some of it. And again, we're not saying there's anything wrong with it. The investigation of trying to get dirt on people because they're getting dirt on you. I get that part, but sometimes you can go too far.
The mother, the kid, Margaret.
Yeah, that's the too far. That's the too far. Everything else I approve.
Now, what about, listen, here's where I come out. I agree with you that Melissa is, look, when we talk about, and we have to do our MVP and all that, when you talk about who's winning between Teresa and Melissa, look, Melissa is winning on this stage. She's doing, but it doesn't matter. And we'll get into that in a second. But she's doing good. I agree with you. I agree with everything you're saying. Finally, where has this Melissa been for 10 years? I don't know. Is it because of Marge? I think I don't think she's just like, I don't care anymore. I can't handle this. I really think maybe it's because of her non-loyal fake friend, Margaret, boosting up her ego the whole season to say Teresa's leaving. Melissa is feeling herself and I'm loving it. She is doing her comebacks. Not even just like we didn't do more mortgage fraud, dolphins, everything. Melissa has got great. Melissa, you are really way better at this job than I ever gave you credit for.
Because she never did this before. Never did the job. Never did the job before.
She has one-liners. I mean, look, is she Bethany Frankel? No. Is she Nene Leakes? No. Right. No. Melissa has great clapbacks. She's really doing a great job.
Yes, she is. Yes, she
is. And then when
is.
she's like, oh, money. So all you have to do is have money and you could be, she has something for everything up there. So she's doing a great job.
But it is true. The more money you have, the more power you have. Me and you love money. So
love money, girl.
I think everyone on that stage loves money. Money's power.
But it's power and it buys you freedom. It doesn't make you better than anyone, guys. That's not what I'm saying. It just buys you the freedom to say, go fuck yourself.
Yes. But listen, if it is true, which I know that there's certain things that those Gorgas did, she's in no way, shape, or form and right to call what they're doing evil, what Louie and Teresa are doing evil if they did what they did, there's nothing more evil than that. To be complicit and doing that to your sister and your brother-in-law, that's evil. So
what do you mean? You mean hanging out with the FBI people?
Well, and having something to do with the IRS and the FBI and all that stuff. That's evil.
It's bad.
What Louie did, calling, getting dirt. Okay, that's not nice. That's, it's not nice. It's not evil. That other stuff is evil. So, yeah.
And, everyone says, come on now. Because listen, there's literally thousands. My interview with Juicy went completely viral. There's a lot of people that are like, give me a fucking break, David and Juicy. And look, Juicy does not feel he deserves to be there, but a lot of people are like, you did this to yourself. You can't blame the Gorgas. You can't blame Carolyn.